Well, Best Ball Mania Maniacs, the Big D back and ready to rumble, and hopefully we'll win $2 million this afternoon. They're joining me, a Fanspeak content creator, and wishes he could do 150 Best Ball drafts. Spread. So before Spread joins me, please subscribe, like, and share. Driving the Top Productions, Funky Reference Sports. Also check out yours truly, the Big D, host of the Big D podcast. So if anybody has seen Fanspeak, whether it be Tuesday or Thursday, Spread and Tyler host a weekly draft where they try and get and hit the jackpot for $2 million. So joining me from the West Coast, Spread. So Spread, are you going to spread out your knowledge to me today?
And that's the idea. And of course, appreciate you shouting out the show, and you've been a great contributor to that show. And you and I have been bouncing ideas off each other all summer when it comes to this draft, the way to start, players we like in each round. And so this should be fun today. A lot of times we're drafting against each other, but today we get to work together. And so, I'm a little worried for those other guys. I think that, without us sniping each other, this might be the toughest team to overtake today.
Oh no! I hope Fearless doesn't stream snipe me now. Oh man, I don't know what it is, but in half the drafts, one of us is at 3 and the other one's at 4.
Yeah, I like it when you're at 2 and we're at 11 and we're far apart, and the things fall to us kind of naturally because we've talked about it before, and we do share a lot of the same player takes. And so what happens is, our darlings in each round, right? Our Egbukas and our Scadaboos and our players like that. And recently, speaking of a darling, Egbuka, Todd Bowles, who's not known for praising rookies, gave him some more praise yesterday. And that really stood out to me and kind of reinforced my position with him. But but we'll be working together today. But before we get into a draft, we had messaged a little bit yesterday. What is going on in Los Angeles with these Chargers? Is this team cursed? Because I was all excited for them. I was all excited for Hampton. We were high on Najee Harris as well. And Rashawn Slater's a big deal. And how I'm trying to think the draft that we did on Tuesday that you participated in as well. Hampton went, third round?
26.
How far does he drop with this? Or what are we doing now with our Chargers shares?
I'm gonna be a little more hesitant in drafting. Plus, Lane McConkey has some practice in a couple weeks, and I'm like, oh shoot.
Wait, what's going on?
Lane McConkey has some practice in a couple weeks.
So yeah, missing practice to me doesn't bother me as much, but Rashawn Slater, I think it's inarguably top 10 and arguably a top 5 left tackle in the league.
If the top 5 left tackle tears his patella tendon, that's bad news.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what to make of this news. I do remember last year he missed a couple games, and I was actually impressed. I thought the Chargers were really going to struggle, and I think the offensive line looked okay without him. I think that's a credit to Harbaugh and the play calling. But it's a little different for a game or two than trying to do it for a full season.
Joe Alden's okay at left tackle. The problem is, guess what's going to happen when somebody else with a backup right tackle, when he's facing
and isn't it kind of weird because he played left tackle at Notre Dame, then he switches to right. Do you really want him to move back to left, or should he just stick it right and do a backup left tackle? Because if I remember right, last year, and of course, maybe for the full season is different, but Alt stayed at right tackle when Slater missed, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong because I haven't looked that up. We just got this news yesterday. But what I remember last year is they used a backup left tackle and they kept Alt on the right side. So I'll be curious to see, and I have not read any of the news. All I've read is that Slater is out. I have not read what the contingency plan is, But I wouldn't be surprised if they just kept him over on the right side. I don't know if you want to flip a guy back and forth this much earlier in his career.
There were some guys who can play both ways, like the tackle the Bucks drafted. What is his name? Wolves went back and forth.
Who, Tristan Wirfs?
Yeah, Wolves.
Yeah.
And he's done okay at left tackle, so maybe Joel can play left tackle, but that's a big blow to LA and what might be the best coach division I've ever seen.
Right. Yeah, we talk about that all the time on the show, right? When you only got one guy that doesn't have a Super Bowl ring and he has a national championship and he's made a Super Bowl. Pretty tough division. And I think, if the Chargers, and I don't think they will now, but if they were to win, it might be the first time in NFL history that I was trying to go back. The only thing I was thinking is maybe the NFC East when they had the long stand, maybe in the early 80s, right?
Buddy Ryan didn't have a Super Bowl ring as a head coach. Plus, I think Arizona might have been in that division.
Oh, way back in the day. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Back when the Seattle Seahawks were in the NFC West, right?
You mean AFC West?
The Atlanta Falcons were. Yeah. AFC West, excuse me.
Yeah, and how about the Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots won the same division while the Jaguars won the AFC Central?
Yeah, Central. Yeah, we like the Central. Back when we had 3.
All right, the NFC Central division. I think
that was back when they only had 3 divisions, though, right?
Yeah,
and it was 4, 5, 5.
Yeah, I think the Bucks might have been the NFC Central.
Yeah. Back before they were winning games.
I don't know what the best spot is to draft this year because I've got a lot of like 109s, 110s, 111s. I mean, honestly, I think I'm not sure 103 is my favorite spot.
I think the second round is pretty flat, so I don't mind having a higher pick this year.
Yeah.
Most of the guys I get at pick 20 are the same. I rate the same as the guys I get at pick 14.
Okay.
All right. So are you going to pull it up and share it?
Yes. Unfortunately, Spread being in California, and I don't know why California basically got rid of DFS.
No, we can still do it. I just prefer the content. When Tyler and I were starting the show, we used to do our own drafts, and I would listen back to the shows. Okay. But the thing that you get that I really like about the show right now is the debates, right? Yeah. Because if we're just picking, I'm picking him, I'm picking them. Right now, you kind of get to hear our thought process. Should we take a tight end here? Should we push a tight end back? You've heard us debate Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, Ramondre Stevenson. But you get an idea of our player takes, and I just felt listening to both styles of drafts, one where each host, if you and I are each a host, where we each draft a separate team, I don't think is as good a content for the listener as us kind of talking through a draft that we do right now.
Okay.
Where, they're going to hear, hey, should we grab Trey McBride at pick 15? Maybe we should push tight end back. Hey, how late do we want an anchor running back? And rather than these thoughts going on in our head, the listeners get a chance to hear the way that we're building the team, and then hopefully try to use some of that information or our strategies and try and replicate it in their own drafts.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so we're basically going to be like tag team wrestling, but tag team drafting.
Exactly. Yeah, but at the end of the day, just like when I do with Tyler, you'll be the captain. You'll get my input, and those who have seen me before know that I have, I got some strong takes, but we will defer to you, and let's see where we land here. So, like I said, I don't mind being at the top half of the draft because I do believe the second round is kind of flat. Now, there's a player that I've been avoiding if we are at the top, Saquon. Spunky, how much Saquon Barkley have you been drafting?
Actually, I have not a lot, but I did draft Saquon in an earlier one this afternoon. It's. I feel like if I don't have Saquon, I'm an idiot if he leads the league in rushing. But if I have too much Saquon, I feel like if and when Saquon isn't himself this year or gets hurt, or maybe that Madden curse is real, then maybe I don't know. I don't want to be above the field, but I don't want to look like a dummy and avoiding him like last year.
So my take on Saquon really, and then I think the reason I started with this is I think it's a good conversation point while we wait for this draft to fill up. How much do you want to take a player span? How even do you want your exposures? This being my third year, really, drafting a lot of teams, right? I had drafted some teams in the first couple of years, but I didn't multi-enter and really consider my strategy. And pick 3, and I'm glad that we're already having the Saquon conversation because that might be something that we are actually discussing when it's our turn to pick. And the more that I played this contest, Spunky, the more I'm fine taking a stand and not having even exposures. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. But then you get a situation like last year where, I'm pushing back tight end a lot and I get that Bowers. Or I'm matching, Bowers with the Kittle or an Andrews, which didn't work out that well, but you understand the point. And then, I'm right on that player take, and it just is so much more profitable than me than if I had even exposures. So do you prefer, I'm trying to actually take bigger stands on my player takes. And I got that from Felix Castro. He's fine having 0% of certain players and trying to get above 50% on others. What is your feeling towards exposures?
I've taken some wild stands on guys. Like I'm not going to draft any Jonnu Smith unless you gave me like $5.5 million. I am not drafting Jonnu Smith this year.
Yeah, and I'm the same with Noah Fant now as he's over there in Cincinnati, and you know what? I've been burnt on him too much, and if he ends up, this is his final breakout year that I've expected for 3 seasons, then I'll tip my cap. But I'm down to take some stands. So we're sitting here at 3. Who's your ideal player? I would be hoping that CeeDee Lamb's on the board. Who are we hoping to get here at pick 3? I'm fine to staying away from Saquon. I believe the Madden curse is real, and I'm willing to take a stand there and keep a pretty low exposure to Saquon. Who should we be hoping lands in our lap here at number 3 here, Spunky?
CD or Bijan would be my ideal suggestion. Although I've seen drafts where Bijan goes 101.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bijan is 101 at this time next year. He's got the system. I think that Penix will improve that offense. I think the whole offense is going to take a leap, and we know that offensive success completely correlates to running back success, which is why, we can draft wide receivers from crappy teams and they can put up huge. So let's go CD. We can draft wide receivers from really bad teams, right? And they put up pretty good numbers. The running backs on the bad teams, we kind of want to stay away from. So I think Atlanta continues to improve. I would not be surprised if Bijan Robinson is the top scoring fantasy player this year besides a quarterback.
Yeah, especially with if the Falcons use Bijan more in the red zone and they just increase their scoring.
If their scoring goes up 4 to 5 points a game, which I don't think is that implausible with how much I like Michael Penix and how much I think that some stability in that organization is going to help.
Yeah. Let me see. First 6 picks, nothing crazy. What McCaffrey's flying up draft.
Are you surprised that Gibbs is going ahead of Jefferson? If we were in that same spot on this board, I would have argued for Jefferson there.
I think I would have.
Another player that I think's got great potential. Would you be shocked, Spunky, if Jefferson was the highest scoring non-quarterback? for this season. I would not personally.
I mean, if Jefferson falls to the 108, 106, I'm taking him. I
would have taken him at the 105 there.
I'm in a slow draft where I got the 108 and Jefferson was available. I started. Let me see what I have. I think from the 108 I went Jefferson, Devon. Excuse me. Wait, let me see. Hold on. I went. Oh wait. I think it's one of these. I'm in too many drafts right now.
It's that time of year because I really think the last 2 to 3 weeks of the season are tough. So I'm kind of wrapping up right now. I think the ADPs are just too dialed in. And I've said this before. I do believe that the ADP moves.
Yeah, I went Jefferson, Devon. Excuse me. I went Jefferson, Devon, A-Chain, Evans, Williams, Waddle, Connor.
Waddle is a controversial player as well. But how about this? Let's try and map out what we're going to do on the turn here a little bit more, and then I got some more player takes for you. You want to switch back over to the players board, and we can see where we're going. As these running backs continue to go off the board, I might be thinking that we are going to go some wide receivers here. Who would be like your ideal target?
AJ Brown wouldn't be the worst one. Although if we're going running backs, probably Bucky.
I'd rather get a wide receiver than Bucky personally.
Yeah, exactly. If AJ Brown's there, he'd go.
Sounds good to me. What about T. Higgins or Tyreek Hill? I think that's a tough decision.
I'm a little bit worried about Tyreek Hill so bleak. But that's just me.
Tyler really is too. We have not been drafting a lot of them. I personally like Tyreek Hill, and he's off the board, so that made it easy for us now. So we've got 2 wide receivers, Spunky. So we're probably going to be targeting later round higher upside backs. Who we got a pickup here though in 5 though. How far do we want to go on this 0 RB build? Do you want to grab an anchor now, or is there another wide receiver catching your eye? And I would not be afraid to reach here because we don't pick again for another 18 picks or something.
Yeah.
Or hashtag get your guys. If there's, I don't think that ADP matters here. The closer you are to the turn, the more you're going to have to reach, in my opinion. In the middle, that's when I start playing the ADP value game.
I'm not really a Josh Jacobs fan. I mean, I've never been a big Josh Jacobs drafter. Well, that doesn't matter anyway. We go.
How far do you think Hampton's going to fall here with the Slater news? And boy, I wouldn't mind having him and his anchor if we would have done this show 2 days ago. I would have been pounding the table for him, Aaron Hampton, right now. I'm a little scared, Spunky. Scroll down a little bit. Let's look at some of our other options. I mean, I think Garrett Wilson is a great option here.
Yeah.
Kyron, to me, if we want to go anchor running back, is a safer anchor than Hampton. In fact, I think I like him more. Do you want to go anchor there?
I'm going to take Kyron. I'm going to do the same way.
I almost wanted to grab. I almost said, let's grab some JSN because Tyler does not like JSN, not because he doesn't like JSN as a player. And we've had this, and we don't even need to argue about it, you and I, because I think that you agree with me a little more right on Darnold. I think that even if Darnold's not the best player, I still think fantasy-wise, he's good enough to give JSN the opportunities to pay off his draft position or maybe exceed his ADP. What do you think about JSN there? And I would have wanted him if we went 0 RB. How much JSN do you have, Spunky?
I've got a ton of JSN. By the way, if Brock Bowers had been a 22 or Ashton Jeanty would have been there, they would have been my first guys off the board.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jeanty wouldn't have got there. I've seen Bowers drop that far, though. And we've talked about it before, Spunky. I think that was my biggest mistake last year was
I didn't take any Bowers.
doubling up on tight end because I would grab McBride and Laporta and Andrews and Kittle. And then if Bowers was there, especially if I had a little bit of ADP value, I grabbed him every time. So Bowers was my highest exposed player. And I'm looking at those teams and I go, boy, if I would have grabbed a Zay Flowers or a T Higgins or something there instead of my first tight end and then started in round 9 with tight end, how much stronger would my team have been? So I've been pushing back tight end a lot this year, even though as a Raiders fan, you know, I'm Team Brock Bowers. The reports coming out of camp is that Geno is going to feed him. So right now, my guess is that he will be I think he'll equal his ADP, but he won't exceed it. Do you understand? Do you understand my point? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him right around 19th in the total fantasy points per game.
I try and mix up my elite tight ends. Like some drafts, I'll take the TJ Hawkinson. Some drafts, I may take Tucker Kraft. Some drafts, like the one we did on Tuesday, I started with Jake Ferguson. But it depends on who we take.
I really like the way that you pushed it all the way back to Ferguson on that last draft. And we'd have to pull the team up. But, you know, going off the top of my head, you had such a strong cadre of wide receivers and running backs that I felt like you were going to be really competitive, even if, you know, your tight end was outscored by an average of 3 to 4 points per week.
I'm trying to think of who I'm going to take next year. I mean,
so right now, Hurts is still on the board. Would we want to get that nice little correlation there if he's on the board, or would you want to go somewhere else here with our next pick? I wouldn't be against going Hurts. And then, of course, we have CD, and we can grab Dak later. And we would kind of be set at quarterback right now, and then we can just keep filling in our positions. But just like I like to push tight end back, my second favorite position to push back is quarterback, just because I think there's a good chance that, you know, Stafford and CJ, well, maybe not Stafford with the injury, but CJ and Jordan Love and
Drake May.
Yeah, these guys could end up being, you know, like I said, within 2 to 3 points of a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. But
the Nick and Joe Burrow team is going to win. That is a given.
Yeah, maybe he's going to go for Gesicki. Let's grab Hurts. We're up to a good start here.
Yep.
What if we would have taken Saquon? Now, seeing where I was, I almost would have taken Saquon, right? Just because the only time I want Saquon is in my full Eagles stack. But okay, but where are we going next, Bunky?
I'm gonna double down on my anti-Saquon shares and try and get Devontae. I mean,
and we're gonna go pretty hardcore on the Eagles.
Unfortunately, I think the Eagles will end up running more this. I mean, who knows? Oof, man. Son and McMillan or Devontae. Boy, those guys intrigue
Okay,
me.
so we could have had a good debate, and I think that if we didn't already have our Eagles correlation, I would have made an argument for Cortland Sutton. Well, he's gone right now. But I think that with our bill, Devontae's a no-brainer. Let's just keep going on the Eagles. I mean, they won the Super Bowl last year. I mean, pretty good here, right? Spunky, let's go. Why are we overthinking this? Why don't we draft good players on good teams? Right? Sometimes that's all this game comes down to is draft good players on good teams. Yeah, that's a no-brainer, I think. All right, let's go back to the draft board and let's see if anyone's doing anything crazy here that's surprising us here.
The unstacked Burrow team is befuddling me.
But they're not like they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, each one of those players would have a chance to be the best pick of the round.
Yeah. Boy, that's way early for
For
DeAndre.
DeAndre Swift, okay, that was just the worst draft pick we've seen. That is my least favorite team. Team 4 is my least favorite team. Just off player takes. I already told you I'm not high on Saquon. Tyreek's really risky. Josh Allen's a great pick. Good for him. You know me, I'm not high on Pickens because they gave up on Tomlin. And then DeAndre Swift about what? 22 picks too early? You could have easily gotten him in the next round. And Travion Henderson's sitting there.
CT Shep is definitely a homely guy. CT Shep is definitely the homely guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. 4 running backs is dead already. I mean, you're just so we got one dead person in our pod. Pick 2. I mean, the guy right behind us, if all my player takes are wrong, he can win. I think it's really hard to win with 4 running backs, even if your player takes are right. And a tight end. I mean, you have no wide receivers. You have he's dead. What do you think of the team in squad 11? Nico, Genty, Hampton, Kittle. Kind of like it, Spunky. What do you think?
He's got to get some wide receivers now, but he's got to get some wide receivers.
At least he's got Nico as the anchor, though, right? And he's got if he double taps wide receiver here, which I think he will, I think that build's going to look pretty good. Do you like the Jaden Terry stack on the guy in 12?
I mean, that's the only way you're going to get Daniels and Terry.
Oh, I love that Travis Hunter pick right there. You knew I was gonna love that one, Spunky. Supposedly he's outperforming BTJ in camp.
I mean, I've been getting a lot of Travis Hunter. I mean, I drafted Hunter in the draft I did with Neil Oldfeld yesterday.
Oh, great! That's fun. That's fun. All right,
yeah,
let's see who goes next. I bet you he taps receiver again because I think this guy's a good player. Even though
I got Josh Allen at 34, I think it was yesterday.
What do you think of Zay Flowers, man? He's one of those players that I don't necessarily like that always seems to put up good fantasy numbers.
I try and get Zay Flowers with my Lamar teams, trying to get Bateman, Andrews,
Yeah, I mean, but as like a naked player or just, overall, do you think that he was going to meet his ADP if you're not stacking him?
I don't think Zay. I think people are worried about Zay Flowers. Boy, Ibuka is flying off the draft board.
Well, I mean, when Todd Bowles, who's not known for playing rookies, says this guy could be a number 1 on multiple different teams, and the guy's like, he's an old school hard ass. Like, he doesn't give compliments. I mean people are going to notice. Everybody's
thinking, why did the Bucks take a wide receiver? And I'm like, from everyone I've heard of, whether it be college or pros, I mean, I trust the Bucks. Jason Light drafts the right guys, and I don't know about you.
And my guess is they had like a top 10 grade on him because if the wide receiver class wasn't so stacked this year, with Hunter and McMillan, I mean, I think he's got potential to be the best in the class. Willie, who knows, because it's stacked. But I personally love Ibuka, and whenever he's available and it fits my build, he's always one of the default guys I go to. What are we going here, Spunky?
I think I'm going wide receiver. I mean, I don't know.
I want to Dunze if he's on the board. I think he's going to have an excellent year.
I've heard a lot of good things.
There he goes. Okay. If we grabbed Diggs, that would open us up for a little Drake May back stack. Chris Olave is a player that if he stays healthy, he's going to be fantastic.
Sorry, I went early with Diggs.
No, that's fine. So now we should target May. What round does May usually go in?
10th
I
round.
think now we go May or Dak, and then let's just grab like a backup or a Shador or a Daniel Jones or Russell Wilson or Anthony Richardson, someone we don't even know if they're going to play. But we already put so much capital in by getting Jalen Hurts. The idea is if he doesn't pay off, this team probably didn't get us there because we're invested in AJ, we're invested in Devontae. I don't think we need to do a lot of draft capital. I would choose one of either May or Dak for our number 2, and I say we push number 3 all the way back.
Yeah.
To like,
I'm
round
thinking,
17, 18.
I'm thinking running back here at the turn, unless the
I love Caleb Johnson. Who else do we got on the Pacheco is a big guy I like. Tyler and I have been switching away from Jones, more Jordan Mason. I wouldn't mind increasing my Jordan Mason exposure here. If we're going pure running backs, I think it should be Caleb, Pacheco, or Mason.
Yeah, I'm thinking more Pacheco from everything I'm hearing. And just
you want to just draft good players on good teams, Funky? I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'll take Pacheco.
Kansas City's probably going to have the best offense of all the teams we mentioned. Would you be surprised? Who do you think will score more raw overall points this year, Minnesota or Kansas City? Because I know Minnesota scored a lot more points, just on their total offense than Kansas City did last year. Do you think that Minnesota? Do you think these things will get a little even? It looks like Minnesota downgraded a little, and it seems like Kansas City upgraded a little. Although we thought that last year, and it wasn't the offensive explosion we expected.
I think the tough part with Kansas City is going to be how much does the Rashee Rice suspension affect things? Because we saw what the Chiefs did without Rice last year. And assuming Rice is out 6 games, I mean, Travis Kelce's not what he was 5 years ago.
Not even 2 years ago.
No, true. Yeah, I mean, I like
Jordan Mason above Aaron Jones personally.
I've been starting to take more Mason. I hate when these guys unstack quarterbacks. It's really annoying. Absolutely.
There's 2 ways to look at it. I mean, the first one is it's annoying because it's hard for us to get our guys. But number 2, it means that we're probably in a softer draft room. And just overall, if they're not following basic best-ball strategy, our chances of advancing out of the pod by simply using proper assuming that we have the same player takes, we're just as good at player takes, our roster construction is going to win us the pod majority of the time.
Yeah, that's what happened to me 2 years ago.
Roster construction is so important. So I do get annoyed when they do it, but I also know, like, hey, I did a good job of table selecting. I'm in a weaker pod here, right? It's not like some of these Fanspeak shows where we get 6 guys in there and all our favorite players are going and everybody's roster is perfect. And it almost feels like it's going to be luck because it's almost like in poker, we need our opponent's mistakes for us to profit. We need our opponent to take 4 running backs and a tight end in the first 5 rounds, right?
I'll tell you what. Bingo's team, running back wise, not good. Monty, Etienne, and Mixon.
Yeah. I want to argue with you, but I can't. I think Etienne's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not high on Monty or Mixon. So do we go Dak next? Oh, no. Maybe.
Yeah, we could.
There's a guy love on the board. What do you think of Jawan Jennings, man? I was so high on him with these injuries. They got me worried that Pearsall's the guy there.
I mean, I'm trying to take more Jennings and Pearsall. I mean, I've probably faded too much in this 49ers this year. But it's I mean, Shakir's the guy I really want here. Maybe I've drafted too much Shakir, but give me that bring back with Philly. I'm not scared of the ankle.
I'm not either. Not at this time of the year. And he's just clearly the best football player as far as that wide receiver room. Like, just take out measurables. He's just the best football player.
I mean, if he falls to 94, that doesn't make sense. Like,
it's just people are scared of the injury. I love when they put Q tags next to players that I want.
Now,
I think we should only grab one of those, though, because we've got a lot of draft capital already.
The question is, do I draft Dak here and just go heavy NFC East build, or am I better off waiting? Maybe get a running back here. I mean,
So just
God.
going off the top of my head, I kind of like the Cowboys playoff schedule better than the Patriots.
Yeah, New England's got Baltimore week 15, Buffalo week 16, and the Jets week 17. Dallas plays Minnesota, LA, the Chargers, and at Washington.
Yeah, let's grab Dak if he's on the board.
Yeah. And then I have an idea.
And I think the guy behind us has Pickens, so yeah, he should be there. Yeah, we're good. I'll bet you the guy at pick 100 is mad, unless he wasn't correlating at all, which could have. In this draft room, it's quite possible.
Yeah, the guy at
That guy that did 4 running backs, I actually don't hate his way he went with wide receivers. He went all
I'll tell you what. I think he got some value with Metcalf, Sutton, and Downs. I don't think it's the Wolves team.
Wait, which team are you talking about? I was talking about the team at Guy.
Oh, he's on auto draft.
I don't mind his Debo Olave Jennings to go with 4 wide receivers, but then he screws it all up by grabbing a second tight end. If you grab Trey McBride in round 2, your next tight end you should be picking in round 15 because your team's going to suck unless McBride pays off his ADP.
I'll tell you this.
Him that early, don't draft another tight end. Like the roster construct, like I said, player takes could be great, but this type of roster construction, you're drawing dead, in my opinion.
I'll tell you this: Loden 33 is not winning the pool. I mean, look at his room with Bowles, Laporta, and Loveland.
Yeah, and then he's got Jameson Williams, who's like a spike week guy. He got no floor, and that's it for wide receiver. Does he know that we start 3 wide receivers in this contest?
I mean,
he's got 3 tight ends and 2 wide receivers through 9 rounds. Does he even know the rules? Like, what he thinks we're going to make trades?
I don't know, but yeah.
I think this guy. I like my favorite team that's not ours is pick 11.
100%. Yeah,
I like his team.
And I can tell you who his next pick's going to be.
Who do you think? Tell me who.
Wow, that's early for Kyle Pitts.
This is one of the easiest draft rooms I've been in, Spunky. We better win this pod. If we don't win this pod,
yep,
we need to look in the mirror, Spunky.
Exactly who I thought, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Pitts, couple rounds early. Oof.
Yeah, this might be one of the easiest pods I've been in a while, Spunky. We better advance out of this thing.
I think the 111 is probably my biggest tender. I mean, the 109's not bad. Neighbors, Ashing, Garrett Wilson, Devontae, Watto, Halsey, Golden. Jr.
No, that's a strong team too. But I think we got him at quarterback. Do you think Fields is going to be that good? I think that's a tough division for him.
I don't know who to take here. I really don't like anybody.
Scatterboo. You got a Fanspeak guy on your show, Spunky. You already know.
I know.
I should have wrote that in the DM. I agree to come on the show as long as we draft Scatterboo.
Yes. I'm contractually obligated to draft at least one.
Right. I forgot to tell you about that. It's in my agent contract. I have to. If Scatterboo's available, around ADP, we're getting him not 7 picks too late. It's we're contractually.
Nick Chubb has. I don't know what it was. Somebody drafted Chubb in like the 70s.
It's because did you see his highlights this week? All right, cool. Yeah. We got Scatter. Boom. But dude, so I argued against Tyler against Chubb. I think you remember that show. I was kind of being over dramatic, but that's kind of my thing. And then ever since that show where I just kept saying that it was like the worst pick we ever made, I'm just keep seeing highlights across my timeline where he looks pretty good. If we want to keep going, how many running backs do we have right now?
3.
I'm kind of high on Jaden Blue now too.
I am a little worried about the foot injury, but
I think that's giving us more value because these camp reports are just fantastic.
not. And it gives me,
But
it gives me.
Let's see the whole board. Let's make sure we're not. Let's see what we could. We don't need McCarthy.
Tucker Kraft, we want to go. I mean, do we go tight end? Or do we go running back?
I'd take Tucker Kraft or Jaden Blue. Your choice. I think either one of those is fine. We might have grabbed Blue and pushed tight end back a little far. Have you seen the good reports for Brenton Strange too?
Yeah.
I think he's going to go up the board based on camp reports.
Yeah. I mean, I do need to take it. I'm just thinking at some point I probably need to take a commander because the Commanders play Philly week 16 and Dallas week 17. I couldn't have taken Terry because he could have taken Debo at 70, but I think Diggs.
The commander we should target. That way we're not using too much draft capital and we can just continue to improve our team with ADP values. How about the guy with the dash in his name, like McCoskey? Yeah. He must be Chat GPT because he's got a dash in his name. Supposedly that's how Google finds out whether or not you wrote your article using that. And he goes around 191, so we got a while.
Yeah. I know what position I'm not drafting for a while. I'd be quarterback. I mean,
yeah, we don't need quarterbacks. I think of anything. Scroll down a little bit, but I think we need to be targeting wide receiver here.
Yeah. CD, AJ, Devontae, Shakir, and Diggs. I mean,
no, we can go running back too, actually.
Yeah.
I think we go wide receiver, running back for the next couple rounds.
Don't hate that.
I can't believe Jaden Blue is still on the board.
He might be. Well, if he's there at my pick.
I don't think he gets to us. There's
no
way. We're still, 8 picks away?
Yeah.
You know who I love on the board right now, Spunky, and what you can do because you watch the shows. I like some Luther Burden here. How are you approaching Brandon Ayuk? I've been passing over him. Am I making a mistake?
I feel like with Ayuk, he might be with Ayuk and Godwin. I'm not expecting those guys to play week 1. I'm thinking more short-term pain, long-term gain, just like Jordan Addison. It's not like Jordan Addison's coming back from a torn Achilles. He's just playing the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right.
Yeah, if Burden's there, I like it. But, I mean, Shaheed, I haven't drafted a lot of Shaheed.
Have you? So I've kind of been staying away from him. What's your thinking on Shaheed?
It's intriguing because Shaheed's numbers are actually good. Shaheed's numbers are actually better than Olave's numbers. And I think Shaheed's a really good spike week or big time week. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Shaheed's
Shaheed or Ray Davis. Shaheed or Ray Davis. Your choice.
Yeah.
Those are my votes.
I'm going to take Shaheed.
That might be my first Shaheed share. Thank you for having me join the club. The Spunky Shaheed Club.
Yeah.
Are we going Ray Davis? If you scroll down a little bit, let's see who else that we could potentially get here. I like Kyle Williams a lot, but we already have Diggs. I don't even know what to make of Najee. You've heard us talk about that before. I'd rather have Ray Davis and Tootin, but I don't hate Tootin. I am out on Dylan Sampson. I know the Judkins news and everything, but still, I'd rather have Jerome Ford than Dylan Sampson. Jake Ferguson's fine, but you know my feelings on tight ends. And Rashad White is someone that could sneaky have some value, right? I mean, he was James Conner type bell cow for a couple seasons and then just kind of disappeared with a couple bad fumbles last season.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's flying up draft boards. Shocker.
Yeah. Well, that's where I love drafting all summer, Spunky, because we've been drafting them way late, right? So, you know, Tyler and I disagree about this sometimes, but I love being the guy that got Keenan Allen in round 18 going against the guy that got Keenan Allen in what round are we in right now? Round 13?
Yeah. So we have gone, let me see, 2, 6, 4, 6, 1.
Yeah. Maybe we should be addressing tight end here now. We pushed it back far enough. I feel like we got a lot of strong spike week players. I feel like we got some high upside. I figure we got our anchors at both the wide receiver and running back position. Maybe now we take a shot on some of those tight ends that I talk about that, you know, I mean, we're basically, when we push tight end back like this, it's tight end by committee, right? Yeah. If you draft Brock Bowers, you expect him to be in your starting lineup like 14 of the 17 weeks, assuming you were to win the tournament. But, you know, when we're pushing him back, we want one tight end 5 times, one tight end 4 times, one tight end 6 times. What are you doing with them 49ers backup running situation?
I'm trying to avoid it if possible.
I haven't been high on it either, but I'm not high on McCaffrey, so maybe I'm just being a dummy and just ignoring a really good offense.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't know if likely be 100. Nah, I don't really like likely. Ugh.
I like Henry on the board of all those guys. Just the touchdown upside.
Oh, Chig.
If you like him more, that's fine. I draft more Henry, but I think that when you're doing these later round picks, that's where that are all common, almost dart throws. I'd rather have even exposure where I'm taking my stands more in the early rounds, right? Like I'm taking my stands on Saquon and George Pickens and certain players that I don't like. Even Bowers, I don't have, even though I love him as a player, his ADP is so high. Love Braylon Allen too.
You remember the year Travis Kelce went like 106? And he was the
he came up. But he came off a season where he was the 5th overall non-quarterback point scorer, so it made sense.
Yeah,
he was top 5 in fantasy points scored when you take out the quarterbacks in the season before.
I don't know what it is. I feel like Braylon Allen's still way too cheap.
I would love him at this next pick we got coming up.
I do too.
I think just football-wise, him or Charbonnet is like the best looking backup, like as far as just their highlights and who I'd want.
Yeah, Tyler Algier too. Yeah. I've been getting a lot of Algier.
Oh, there's our guy Woody Marks flying up the board. Are you a Woody Marks believer, Spunky?
I've been avoiding Houston's backfield. Not that I've been avoiding Houston's team. I've been gobbling up the
I just think when we're looking at that running back board right now, the only one on here, well, maybe Rico too, but he's got the best chance to end up being a number 1.
Who would you take here running back wise?
Marks, probably. But I love Jalen Wright and Algier too. I mean, I love this whole, I would take any of these 4 players. Not Najee. Let's just ignore him.
I think I'll take Algier and
when it comes to these running backs, Spunky, I almost feel like it's weird because we're not necessarily evaluating their actual talent. We're just guessing, who's going to get an opportunity because of an injury, right? Because Ray Davis, Algier, I mean, these type of picks, those are the guys that could be. Algier could be a top 5 running back. If, obviously I don't want that to happen, but if Bijan were to roll an ankle or sprain a knee, Algier is going to be a top 5 running back those weeks that he's out.
And he
But
might get.
I feel the same with Jalen Wright. I feel the same with Rico Dowdle. There's Chuba Hubbard. Dowdle's going to be a bell cow. You want to go a little Hunter Henry here?
Yep. Now
we can hope that Krosky falls, but boy, even if he doesn't, there's plenty of other great options, I think, for us. What did you think of Anthony Richardson in the preseason game last night, Spunky? How were we affected by that nose?
Oh gosh, no, I knew you would talk to me about AR-15.
Hey, I waited 50 minutes. Give me some credit.
I mean, I honestly think that best case for the Colts would be I think we all want Anthony Richardson to succeed, but honestly, I think it's tough to see AL starting the whole year simply because he gets banged up. But, I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, I think we all want Daniel Jones starting. He's better.
I know this is a DraftKings show, but to me, Anthony Richardson is just a weekly winners darling over on Underdog. I love him in the weekly winners format. In this format, I'm a little bit hesitant. I think there could be 2 or 3 weeks, though, where he's top 3 quarterback. And 2 or 3 weeks where he scores negative fantasy points. I mean, I think that his range of outcomes is that high. I just think he's going to be just wildly inconsistent. And the more the stuff is coming out of camp, I thought for sure Daniel Jones was going to start, but it just feels like Daniel Jones is going to have to be so much better than Richardson to get that job. I wouldn't be surprised if Richardson ends up on it. I love my Raiders receivers right there. Do you see Thornton's finally moved ahead of Beck? Isn't that wild? A 6th-round pick is getting drafted ahead of a 2nd-round pick. Spunky, your thoughts?
I think Trey Tucker might be better than all of them.
Oh, he might be. I mean, they're rookies. We've never seen them play in the league, right?
Let me see. I know one guy you definitely won here. His initials are PB. And I think he's a rookie with...
my guy Bo Nix and Sean Payton out there in Denver. Pat Bryant's a player that, is so funny. If you talk to just casual fans, they're not going to know. And you talk to best ball junkies, and we all love him. Right? We could talk to your buddy that just drinks beer at Buffalo Wild Wings and doesn't play fantasy football. He doesn't know who Pat Bryant is. But anyone who plays best ball is like, Pat Bryant's the man.
I mean, do we worry about Austin Eckler or B-Rob just sort of handling the backfield?
I'm not worried about Eckler at all. He looks slow. Obviously, B-Rob's a deal, but when you're in this round, there's no starters available. You're just picking, like I said, it's kind of weird thing about this game. There is a lot of luck involved because at this point, when we're drafting running back especially more than wide receiver, it's just luck for the amount of opportunity our players can get. It's no longer player evaluation. We can do a player evaluation between CeeDee Lamb and Jamar Chase. We know they're going to get the opportunities. We can't guess who's going to get more opportunities in this round of drafting these backups.
Okay, I just took to Corey Krosky Merritt. Sounds like you should. And now we are at 2662.
I said we go Pat Bryant and then just shore up the quarterback and tight end position and then just throw any type of dart you want. My favorite tight end dart is Noah Gray. We talked about Kelsey's decline earlier.
Yeah.
And what's the incentive for Travis Kelce to play through an injury?
0.
During the regular season. Do you see what I'm saying? If it's divisional playoff round, yeah, they're going to shoot him up. But I don't think if he rolls an ankle that they're going to cortisone him and do all the stuff that they would normally do to get him back out there. That's why I'm high on Noah Gray. Jalen Noel, another player I love, Spunky. You know, I'm high on my Texans rookies.
Just, I mean, there are more quarterbacks here than I've seen recently. I mean, if Anthony Richardson's there, he's not the worst guy.
I'm down for Richardson. He gets back into our lineup a couple weeks, especially if Hurts missed some time.
I mean, it's funny. I mean, yeah, we all try and stack, but they're all certain guys. I think Richardson's one. Who's Justin Fields one? Where it might not be the worst idea just leaving them unstacked, because Lord knows what they're going to do.
Well, we all know the more a quarterback runs, the less we need him to stack to be a chance to be the optimal lineup, right? With a guy like Jared Goff, I want him stacked every week. Matt Stafford, I want Puka and Devontae, right? Like, I just love that idea. There's a great chance that Justin Fields is in the first place in weekly winners, and Garrett Wilson's not even scores 5 points.
And plus, Jalen Hurts' backside could score 3 touchdowns a week.
Yeah, they didn't get rid of that rule, did they?
Nope.
Yeah, that was. I don't like when they just change the rules. Like, whatever, just stop it, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, what do you like about my team?
I mean, I like that you listened to me and we picked most of the players I like. Now, first of all, I've said it before. Roster construction is more important than player takes in this game, and we did a proper roster construction. We did not overspend draft capital at any position. We are balanced, and if one of our top picks is out for the year, we're not dead. Whereas if you're unbalanced, it's kind of tough. Obviously, we took some risks there at pushing the tight end back for our team to – I think the team can win the pod even with average tight end play. But I think one of those guys would really have to emerge during the playoffs for us to advance. But, I mean, it's all player takes that I love. And like I said before, the roster construction is really the key to this game. And I don't want to say we had elite roster construction, but I would say it's solid and it's strategic. And we're in a pod where I think 3 or 4 teams have already disqualified themselves with poor roster construction. This is one of my favorite pods I've done on a stream in a while, just as far as just the how weak this competition is. It's funky if we don't win this, man.
I'm gonna blame myself.
If we don't win this, we're gonna be in those DMs just sending gifts back and forth of people throwing stuff and breaking TVs and yeah. So, but right now I'm that one gift where the guy's rubbing his hands. You know, I'm thinking we did a good job.
If you want to draft the third quarterback, who's your guy here?
I mean, we don't really have any correlation with anyone, right?
I drafted Shaheed.
I don't have any shuck. I mean, I kind of think he sucks, but I'd be down for a dart throw. I could be wrong. I mean, Greg Cosell likes him. Greg Cosell knows more than me.
I think Tyler
Greg Cosell had a higher rate on Shuck than Sanders, and I love Sanders. So I'd be down. I don't have any I've been passing over him.
I took Shuck earlier in the summer. I haven't taken a lot of him, but
let's have some fun, Spunky. We're already killing it. We can afford to take a risk here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, who are tight ends again? We've got Kraft and Hunter Henry. I know Juwan Johnson seemingly hurt every training camp.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You know, Noah Gray's the guy that I'm targeting for tight end 3. That's the guy that he's my favorite one to kind of take a stand on here towards the end. And it's just a Kelce fade. I just think he's going to be hurt, and I don't think he's going to play through injuries. I think of any player in the NFL right now, Travis Kelce is most on the NBA of like just make it through the regular season. I don't know. Not to mention, I mean, it could not even be motivation. Just as players get older, it's a tough position, and you take more hits as a tight end. You got to stay in and block, and you're getting tackled by linebackers more often and safeties more often than you are corners.
And plus, there were some weeks last year where Noah Gray was unbelievable. Sorry.
Yeah, and I also like the way he looks on tape. Like if the Raiders, Raiders are my favorite team. If they traded for him, I'd be happy. I mean, obviously we don't need him with Howard and the kid from Notre Dame, but Mayer or whatever. Yeah. All right, who's our final dart throw? Right, who's your favorite dart throw in round 20, Spunky? Who is your favorite dart besides Jackson?
Yeah, we're going to hit the bullseye on this pick.
All right. Isn't this fun? This is kind of one of the reasons I like DraftKings more. Oh, okay. I was going to say that might be my first Turpin share. Tell me why you like Turpin.
I think, why is it going this way? I think Turpin, whether it be as a wide receiver or kick returner, has got ability. He's got a big play upside, and I think the Cowboys are going to throw.
All right. So there's our last round dart. I doubt he'll get sniped from us. I'd be really shocked. Talk to me about Dallas. Micah Parsons. What a blunder by Jerry Jones. I like a podcaster named John Middlecoff, mainly because I agree with the majority of his takes, and he grew up right where I did, right? I grew up in Sacramento, he grew up in Davis.
Let me guess. You probably watch the same football videos I do. The volume guy.
Yeah, but I like Coward's whatever. But I think Middlecoff, and what sucks is I think that Middlecoff has gotten worse the longer he's been with Coward. But I still like his takes. And the number one thing that resonates with me that he says is that you can't overplay an elite player. You can't overpay Patrick Mahomes. You can't overpay Justin Jefferson. These guys, they just make too much. And I feel that Michael Parsons falls in there. And I think Jerry Jones is being an idiot. He's just being a moron. Yeah, you don't want to overpay a third-string linebacker, but Michael Parsons, I have no idea what's going on in Dallas.
Honestly, I think Jerry Jones is trying to run the Cowboys more like a Dollar General, but yet he's waited way too long. Yeah, how can the Eagles afford Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, 3 or 4 linemen?
Not to mention that stacked defensive line.
Yeah, and Jalen Carter, Philly might have one of the younger defense in the league. And Jalen Carter's going to get the bag probably next year. That's why Howie Roseman's one of the top 2 GMs in football.
Yeah, and that's why, the Cowboys continue to kind of be overrated because they get these great name players and they just screw it up. I mean, how many times do they push back these players? Like, you want them, just re-sign them. Jahan Dotson? Bro, I've not mentioned his name all summer. Talk to me. How did that man's name end up in our queue? That seems a little aggressive, buddy.
I'm just having a little fun. I knew Jahan.
You were trying to get a rise out of me, huh? Well, it worked.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jahan. I wasted so much draft capital on him 2 years ago. Oh, I'm not going to argue with that one. I like that one. Because you're right? I mean, the reason we love rookies, they have all this potential, and, we never know what they can turn out. But we know that Trey Tucker is a established player who can run those fly routes, stretch the field, and could be a couple. I mean, this is the 20th round pick. If he ends up in our lineup once or twice, that's the success. I'll bet you if you went back and looked at your teams last year, the number of times your 20th round pick made your lineup is going to be low.
Oh, I remember
So I'm down for Turpin or Tucker. I'm out on Dotson.
I remember 2 years ago when a lot of my late round guys were Puka and Kyron. That's how I made my money.
Yeah, so yeah, we got to take these shots. So whoever you want to go for.
Somebody else took Tucker. I'll
Yeah,
take
they're watching our show. All right,
the
there we
stream
go.
sniping. The stream sniping me. Come on, go stream snipe Tim the Chat Man or Nick Merce.
Well, fortunately, we didn't have any super sharp drafters in here destroying us. What do you think of our team overall, Spunky? I'm pretty happy with it, but I'm not surprised because, but you know, we talk all summer, and you know, we have some different player takes, but we agree on roster construction. We have a lot of similar player takes. Not surprised. I really like this team. What's your favorite thing about it, and what if we were to do one thing different? What would you have done different?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. Am I better off? I don't know who I would have taken at 27. I mean, I don't.
Oh, I think Kyron was a great pick for us. It's a strong anchor back that has potential to be RB1.
Yeah.
Would you be shocked if Kyron Williams was RB1 at the end of the year and we got him in the third round? Me, no, not at all. I think he has the of non-quarterbacks of everyone in that third round. He's probably got the highest potential to have the most fantasy points. And
I mean,
I love all our picks. I can't even really criticize it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got stacks. I've got stacks. I've got bringbacks. I mean, yeah, Chuck and Shaheed, but Shaheed at 142 is good value.
Yeah, well, then it looks good. I'll send you my PayPal, and you can send over the money when this thing cashes.
I mean, that would be something if we. I mean, usually if I go Hurts and Dak, I'm fine drafting those two, and I'd be done. I may have drafted another running back, but you know what? If I'm going to draft Tyler Shuck, it's going to be in a 3-quarterback build. They're all guys like, you know, if I'm drafting Anthony Richardson, it's not going to be a 2-quarterback build. It'll be a 3-quarterback build.
Yeah, honestly, in this 20-round format, I don't see any reason not to go 3-quarterback. I mean, in the 18-round format, over on Underdog, I still like 3 quarterbacks.
What if you get
20th? Doesn't matter because I'm not gonna spend that much draft capital in the first 2 rounds. If I grab anchor QB, if I grab Lamar or I grab Josh, I'm not gonna get my next QB till after round 10. Because my idea is my team is going to suck unless they're really good. Because I just put too much draft capital in that position for it to fail. If I draft Josh Allen in round 2 and he gets injured week 1, I'll be really shocked if I advance out of the pod. You know.
I mean, be honest, I've learned my lesson. I will not take 2nd round Lamar with Josh Allen. 3rd round, yeah, fine with that.
Yeah.
And I will take Jalen Hurts if somebody's there. And here somebody was there.
Yeah. Well, I think we had a pretty good team overall, and I think this is a pretty soft pod. So I can't wait. And I'll be asking you for updates on this one over the course of the season. All right, buddy?
All right. Wait, let me see. By the way, you can check out Spread and Tyler weekly when they host their Fanspeak DK Millionaire draft, where a few of us, maybe yours truly, try to sneak in from time to time.
Oh, no, you do a great job, and we always appreciate you being there, drafting with us, and, of course, throwing some positive energy in the chat. And I know we have fun sniping each other here and there, but overall, we're so happy to have you participating with us every week.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm back in class. Not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. I don't know if I'll be able to draft with you guys.
All right. Well, fortunately, we got a whole summer of drafting in, so you know, if you're in school, we'll appreciate it. But we'll just ask that maybe you catch the replay of the stream and put a little comment in it and rate our draft at at the end of the show after we post.
I might have to bring my iPad and draft it. I'm like, sorry, I'm drafting before my taxation and accounting class.
Yeah, you just have to bring it in there and just tell them that you're on your lunch break
or dinner break.
Yeah.
All right, Spread. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. We'll have to do it again soon if you got some time.